Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, I got about 5 topics, a couple of things I want to touch on before I get into the actual topic of the show, which is predictions. And I understand that everybody out there watching, unless you've been under a rock, has seen multiple different shows, whether YouTube, NFL Network, wherever, that have done their predictions. Mine might be a little shocking to you guys, but I'm going to say that for a little bit later. Might be a little bit shocking. But anyways, it's going to be a fun show. I was supposed to have – okay, last week my show was – it started at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tonight started at 5:30 Pacific time. That's not to throw you guys off. I'm not deviating and leaving. I shouldn't say not deviating because I have. I'm not leaving my 5 o'clock time spot on the Pacific coast. I had Mario Vitanzi last week, the body healing guru of Colorado. He was on the show last week. I accommodated him to start at 6 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock his time. And tonight was supposed to be Madungus Creevy from the 5280 joining me on the predictions and all that, but he's stuck at work. So instead of changing the time and throwing everybody off again, we just kept it at 5:30. But I will be back at my normal time next week at 5 o'clock Pacific time. I was going to say I guarantee it, but you just never know. I'm shooting for 5 o'clock. How's that? All right. Big E Bronco says, what's up, everybody? I say, what's up, Big E? Hey, we're 2 days away. 2 days away to the Broncos' first game of the 2023 season. However, the Broncos got awesome news last night in the division. Why? Because that's the opening topic of the show. Kansas City Chiefs lose at home on Thursday night after coming off a Super Bowl championship in which they beat the Eagles. They lost at home. To who? Powerhouse? I don't think so. To the Detroit Lions. And yes, the Lions are a much more improved team. Absolutely. But Kansas City did, and I know people are going to say, well, we didn't have Travis Kelce and we didn't have some other key player. Guess what? You got to play with the players you have. Denver's going to find that out this coming Sunday. Oh, absolutely, they're going to find out because they don't have all their weapons. So you got to have the next man up. And that's exactly what you have to do. If that next man is not on the same level, oh, well. I mean, what can you do? You can do with the best that you could possibly do. And Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes did something last night he's never done on opening day in his entire NFL career. Throw a pick 6 in the first game of the start of season. I know it was deflected. Doesn't matter. The defender still had to catch it. He still had to run past the Kansas City Chiefs to get to the end zone. And he did. Final score, Detroit Lions 21, Kansas City 20. That makes this guy extremely happy. Why? Twofold. It's twofold. Kansas City loses. They're in our division, guys. They've won our division for, I don't know, last 5-6 years, something like that. And not only that, but if by them losing, and if we beat the Raiders this Sunday, we now have a game ahead of Kansas City. I know it's first game of the season, but hang on, guys. Listen to me. Just hear me out. We have a 1-game lead on Kansas City, and we have a division win. That's huge because when it comes down to tiebreakers, it comes down to your division. And we haven't beaten the Raiders since like whenever. So we need to beat the Raiders this Sunday. And I'll get into that when I do my predictions, all that. So we got to beat the Raiders this Sunday. But having Kansas City lose at home is even icing on the cake because I did not even see Kansas City losing that game. I had no I had no thoughts whatsoever that Kansas City would lose that game. And they did. And they absolutely did. And I was ecstatic. I'm jumping up and down like it's a Broncos game. Because in my opinion, it was in a lot of ways, like I stated. If we win Sunday against the Raiders, we vault over Kansas City, which is huge. And we have a division win. That's also very huge. All right. Big E also says, Kansas City start out 0-2 going in Jacksonville next week. Ooh, can. Oh, you said can. I'm sorry, can. Yeah, you meant Kansas City start out 0-2. Jacksonville. You know, I'll tell you what, Big E. Hey, if they lost to Detroit at home, who's to say they couldn't lose at Jacksonville on the road? I mean, really? I don't know. You said going into Jacksonville. Does that mean going to Jacksonville or going into the game against Jacksonville? I'm not sure. I don't have the Kansas City schedule, so I don't know if they're at home or away. But it doesn't matter. They've already lost at home to Detroit. So can they go 0-2? Oh, my gosh. Would that be priceless? Big E, tell me the truth. Would that be priceless or what? Oh, heck yeah, it would be. Absolutely would be priceless. Absolutely. Now, I do have to give a shout out here to my nephew, Bobby. He's a big Vikings fan. He wasn't happy about Detroit winning last night. I reassured him. I said, Detroit's not going to win the division, dude. It's going to be the Minnesota Vikings. A huge Vikings fan. The Minnesota Vikings, it's their division to lose. So don't even worry about it, Bobby. Don't even worry about it, okay? It's the Vikings division to lose. Detroit's not even going to be sniffing. They're not even going to be sniffing the division. So don't worry about it. Okay. Speaking of going into game one, we're strapped with weapons, guys. We're strapped with weapons. Hang on a second. Robert, or Bobby, I call him, says Lions got lucky yesterday. Yes, they did. They got a deflection for a pick six. If that doesn't happen, you're right. Kansas City wins that game probably 20-14. Absolutely, you're right. But that's football. You know, just like in any other sport, you know, you can take a crazy bounce. I mean, golf. You've seen crazy shots in golf that end up going in a hole or just missing. You know, dead on. I mean, sports is that way, Bobby. Sports is that way. And I know you're a diehard Vikings fan, and I feel your pain, buddy. But don't worry, Lions not going to win a division. Not going to win a division. So rest assured, you're okay. You guys, the Vikings are okay. Let's see. Big E says, I'm sorry, Bill. I had to walk away and put up my boxer puppies. Oh, nice. You got little puppies, huh? Are you raising them? You doing, you selling them or raising them or keeping them? What's, that's cool, man. That's awesome. Or maybe you're just keeping them for yourself. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Big E also says, but next week, Kansas City's got to go into Jacksonville. Okay. Now, they got to go into Jacksonville. They already lost at home to Detroit. Are they going to be fired up to go into Jacksonville? Oh, of course they will. Of course they will. But you don't think Jacksonville's not going to be fired up? Yes, Jacksonville will be. Why? Because they already saw how Detroit beat them. So they're going to try and copy that. But the Chiefs will make adjustments. So Jacksonville's got to be ready for that. Do I think that Jacksonville has a chance in this game? Absolutely. Absolutely they do. I just can't see the Chiefs losing the first two games out of the gate. I really can't. I didn't think they're going to lose last night, like I said. So, I don't see them going back-to-back losses. Would I want it? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely would I want it. Just not convinced it's going to happen. Cross my fingers. I sure hope so, but not sure. Not sure. All right, D-Rock in the house. What's up, Mr. D-Rock? He says, Big Bill. Hey, say, how you doing, Mr. D-Rock? Glad to have you as always. All right, D-Rock also said, Broncos country, life for, LFR. Life, I don't know, man. I don't know these. I'm 65 years old. I don't know these little acronyms that you guys throw out there. So you got to enlighten me. But I can make up some stuff. Probably not right, but it's okay. But and it's all good, man. It's all good. Glad to have you in the house, D-Rock. Bobby's lighting up now. I'm sorry. Big E lights up Bobby, says, Robert, if the referees want one is called duple for call whatever for lining up behind the center and false starting. The game wasn't even been Kansas City. What's the score? 2 touchdowns. Detroit would have wanted walking. I don't know, man. Referees, umpires in baseball and things of that nature. I could go and do a whole show about how I feel about umpires and in baseball and referees in football. I mean, I think football is a little bit more. I think football gets it right more times than not, but baseball doesn't. Why? Because you cannot argue the strike zone, and that pisses me off. That's a whole nother show. And I know that I don't do a baseball show, but if I ever did, that'd be one of my main topics for sure. All right. Jerry Jeudy going into Monday night, going into Sunday's game against the Raiders. Broncos have a lot of receivers out. We already know that. Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Jerry Jeudy's got a hamstring. Well, Jerry Jeudy was back at practice this week, but very limited. He did some running. He didn't do some full-on sprints, but he did some running. He did some cutting, but not hard. Plant your foot and cut type of running. He was, like I said, he was very limited. And now I just heard today that Jerry Jeudy is doubtful or questionable for Sunday's game. So therefore, that only leaves Cortland Sutton, Mims, tight ends. It just looks like it's going to be a full-on running offense, which I don't like. Because the Raiders have Crosby. And Crosby is an absolute wall when it comes to the defensive line. The guy can rush. He can knock you over. He can stuff the run. He can deflect a pass. I mean, if we don't have anybody to throw to, then what are we going to do? Run the ball? Strip the middle? Around the end? They're going to figure it out, guys. They're not stupid. I know Josh McDaniels is an idiot because of everything he's done that he did in Denver and everything he's doing with the Raiders. The guy just doesn't get it as being a head coach. But anyways, he's not stupid. He knows how to execute a game plan. Yes, he's an offensive coordinator. Minded. He's a head coach, but he's an offensive minded head coach. So, but I'm talking defense. Well, you know what? He's got input in defense too. If you can't see the fact that Denver can't throw the ball or can't throw it accurately or can't throw it consistently and make receptions, you're going to run the ball. And the Raiders are going to know that. So I'm hoping Jerry Jeudy can come back. I don't think so. I don't think they want to take a chance of him maybe tearing that hamstring and then being gone for the year. Heaven forbid. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I said that. Then what? Then we're down to basically Cortland Sutton. And then we got Mims, but basically he's a rookie. So I don't know what to make of this game. And like I said, in my predictions, I'm going to get into this. You guys may not like what I'm going to say, but it's okay. You can chime in and you can agree to disagree. We can both agree to disagree. It's okay. That's what makes this show fun. Your input. Okay? That's what I love. Okay. Sean Payton. Sean Payton, like I mentioned in many, many shows past, Sean Payton has no allegiance and no alliance to Russell Wilson. And another quote came out from Sean Payton towards Russell Wilson, straight up to him. The media caught it, and here it is. Sean Payton told Russell Wilson this past week, quote, and I'm quoting Sean Payton, "Stop effing kissing all the babies. You're not running for governor," end quote. Ooh, mercy. Sean Payton laid down the law. That's another Peyton that's the new sheriff in town. We had Peyton Manning, and now we got Sean Payton. Yeah, we have George Payton, but he doesn't even spell it like Peyton. Anyways, so that said, Russell Wilson is on notice from Sean Payton. You don't perform and you don't do what you're supposed to do and quit doing this and quit doing that is basically what he's saying. You're not long for being behind center, buddy. You're not long for being behind center. Stidham can come in and do a decent job. Absolutely. Is he a Russell Wilson? I don't know. See, I don't know which Russell Wilson we're going to get this year. I don't know. And I'm going to touch on that big time when I do my predictions. Because I don't know what Russell Wilson we're going to get. Are we going to get the Russell Wilson we saw last year? Oh, God. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. But I don't know. And the reason why I don't know is because we didn't see him hardly at all in preseason. Oh, yeah, sure. We saw him against the 49ers or Cardinals or whatever. When he went down, they drove down the field and they got a field goal. Whoopee. We did that last year under Hackett. Our goal is touchdowns, period. Not field goals, because you don't win games with field goals. You know why? Because it takes 3 field goals to exceed a touchdown and extra point. Now, if you get a touchdown and miss the extra point, it takes 2 to tie. I can't be more emphatic. You cannot win a game with field goals. It's been done before, but very, very few and far between. Very, very few. I mean, 6-3, 9-6. Oh, yeah, Denver. I'm sorry. Denver's been a lot of those last year. 10-9, 11-10. Yeah, it can be done, but it's not how you want to do it. It's not going to win you a Super Bowl. I've never seen any Super Bowl game in my lifetime. There may have been prior to, me watching football, but I have never seen a Super Bowl championship game won by nothing but field goals. Ever. Ever. Doesn't happen. And the reason why is because field goals only give you 3 points. Doesn't equate. We got Russell Wilson on this team for a reason, to get us mega points. Didn't happen under Hackett because Hackett is a joke. Hackett is a horrible head coach. Sean Payton comes in, and if Russell Wilson continues to do what Russell Wilson did last year, it's not Sean Payton's fault. It's not. It can't be. How can it be Sean Payton's fault? He's doing everything opposite of what Hackett did. So it can't be Sean Payton's fault. It would have to be a Russell Wilson issue, and that scares the crap out of me. Why? Because we got $249 million sitting on the table for Russell Wilson to go, it's all in, baby. It's all in. It's all mine. I won that pot. Of course you did. Because George Payton went out on a limb and signed you to an extension that was absolutely out of this world. Out of this world. You hadn't even taken a snap as a Denver Bronco in a real game before you were signed to that contract. Am I going to go and lambaste George Payton? No, that's not what I'm going to do on the show. Not going to do it on the show. Not tonight. Maybe down the road, but not tonight. Depends on how Russell Wilson does in the season. But in my opinion, it is not a Sean Payton issue. Sean Payton's trying to do everything he possibly can to get this guy corrected. It's Russell Wilson up here and eyes. It's all 3 of those. And if they don't all line up, we're going to see a lot of what we saw last year, guys. A lot of what we saw last year. Until Sean Payton goes and pulls him out of the game and says, sit your happy butt on the bench and think about it and figure it out and get right. Because guess what? Stidham's going to go in there. You cannot tell me, none of you guys out there can tell me that Stidham is not sitting back soaking everything in that Sean Payton is saying. Of course he is. Why? Because he wants that opportunity. Absolutely. He wants that opportunity. Every player on a football team wants the opportunity to shine, to be out there, to make something good happen. Stidham is sitting back and sucking it all in and absorbing it all in just like a sponge. And if Russell Wilson falters, Sean Payton has zero ties to Russell Wilson. He did not sign him. He did not trade for him. He came in after. That's all on George Payton. But Sean Payton has the final say. Sean Payton alone has the final say. This team is not George Payton's team. This team is Sean Payton's team. Not Russell Wilson. That was last year. Russell Wilson ran amok last year with the Broncos and with Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, Russell Wilson was basically the GM, the head coach, and everything else. How'd that work out? Sean Payton comes in and goes, nope, that ain't happening. Not under my watch. Not whatsoever. Oh, by the way, Russell, quit kissing babies. Okay? You're not running for governor. So, I love Sean Payton's attitude. You've got to put your foot down. As being a parent is just like being a head coach. You have to put your foot down every now and then and say, no, you're not getting that. I don't care how bad you cry. I'm sorry that you're hurt. Not physically, but emotionally. I'm sorry that, that you got tears. I'm sorry you're not getting your way. But it's not going to benefit you if you do. It's not going to benefit the team in this instance if you do. I'm looking out for the best of the team. As a parent, you look out for the best of the child. And in this case, Russell Wilson's acting childish, in my opinion. He needs to wake up. He needs to quit sucking the freaking thumb and wanting his way. Do it Sean Payton's way because he's a freaking head coach, okay? If you don't like it, oh well. You'll be sitting on the bench because Sean Payton is not going to put up with anybody that doesn't give it their best and give it their all. There's no way he's going to leave Russell Wilson in there if he's not producing and not performing. That's my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I don't see it. I don't see that Sean Payton would allow Russell Wilson to stay out there if he is not performing. Absolutely don't see it. Okay? I could be wrong. I don't think so. So Stidham, keep listening to what Sean Payton's saying, because guess what? You may be in there sooner than you even expected. All right. Madunga says, sorry I couldn't make it, bud. Just got off work. It's all good. Hey, I'm still doing my show, man. I haven't even gotten into the predictions yet. So if you can make it on time, make it home on time, jump on in. I'd love to have you, man. It's totally up to you. If you can do it, man. If you can do it, it'd be great. Okay. My nephew Robert said, do you think Sean Payton and George Payton will eventually butt heads over control? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why, Robert. I don't think so. And here's the reason. George Payton is not the owner. Sean Payton's not the owner. The owners basically hired Sean Payton. So therefore, if there's any control issue, it's not going to be an issue at all because the owners hired and signed Sean Payton. When it comes down to who you want to keep and stuff, sure, I would venture to say that George Payton and Sean Payton talk about it, along with maybe the owners. I don't know, maybe what is his name? Penner, Greg Penner. Greg Penner, the CEO. I imagine all three of them talk about it. They come to an agreement, and then they make the decision. Power struggle for control? No, I don't see it. I don't think that would be in the best interest of George Payton. Absolutely not. I don't see that at all. I know for a fact it would not be in the best interest of Sean Payton. Although Sean Payton's got, he's got an ego. I mean, you're a head coach and an NFL team. There's only 32 of them. So you're going to have somewhat of an ego. I don't see Sean Payton and George Payton butting heads over control. I think the Greg Penner would intervene and squash that really quickly. because he has the final say. He's the CEO. So, no, to answer your question, Bobby, I don't see that. And hopefully that never happens, because that would be detrimental to the team for sure. Absolutely. All right. Clayton Huron says, hey guys, smash that like button and share. Absolutely. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, tell your coworkers, the ones you like or don't like. Tell your pets, sign up your pets. I don't care. Just put somebody's name in there. It's all good, man. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell your friends. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much, Clayton, for bringing that up. Appreciate it. Okay, so Big E says George Payton is not anything, but Sean Payton's a yes man right now. Ooh. Whoa. Big E, you're saying that Sean Payton is a yes man right now to George Payton? Wow. I don't see that. I really don't see that, man. I don't see that Sean Payton's a yes man. I could be wrong, but he seems to me like he's got the bull by the horn, so to speak, and he's just taking control. Wow. I had not thought of that. Yes man to whom? Yes man to George Payton? Yes man to Greg Penner? Rob Walton? I don't know. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Clayton Huron says, man, can't wait. Ground and pound game, baby. Then bam, play action. And Russ using his legs gets us points, baby. Then D-man to man. Safeties down, blitz, baby. Then there is more points from our D. Woo! Clayton. You're going out there saying it's going to be like a 45-0 beatdown. That's what that sounds like. I'm not really big into the ground and pound. I'm about ready to talk about that here in a minute. I'm not really big on that because of things that I'll get into. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I know you need the run game to set up the pass. Sometimes you need a pass to set up the run. I've said many, many times, I want a 50-50 offense. I want a 50-50 offense. 60-40 at worst. I don't want 50-50. Oh, heck no. Well, 50-50 can work, but I'd rather have a 60-40, 70-30. Absolutely. It could be 70-30 run. I just want to have enough passing in there to keep us honest. And, well, we have to make the catches, obviously. We can't throw the ball and be incomplete for 15 times. That would be stupid, because then they know you're going to run the ball. So, I don't know. I'm going to get into that in just a second here. Robert says he sees a power clash between Sean Payton and George Payton eventually. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. That's not healthy for the team. That's not healthy for the organization as a whole. It's not healthy for the locker room. And so I cannot. I was going to say I cannot see that, but I mean, anything can happen. I just don't want to see it, put it that way. Let's see. Clayton says, he says 60-40 running. Okay. All right. I'll take 60-40 running. I'd like to see 60-40 passing, but that's not what Sean Payton wants. So given what Sean Payton wants, yes, 60-40 running. Okay. I can see that. Yes, we do have 3 great running backs. Clayton also says we have 3 great running backs. Yes, we do. But you can't have all 3 in there carrying the ball at the same time. So I know you got to mix it up and whatnot. You got to bring in a passing package that looks like a pass, where you can run it, or you can fake the handoff and throw a pass. Yeah, that's very well doable. Do I think we're going to have double tight ends? Sure, absolutely. I don't think there's anything out there that Sean Payton is not willing to try. Seriously, he may have 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and no back. He may do that. And why not? You can't cover everybody. You can't double team everybody. I know we don't have Jerry Jeudy. We don't have Tim Patrick. We don't have KJ Hamler. I understand that. I got that. But you still can't double team. If you double team Cortland Sutton, you're going to leave somebody else wide open. Who's that going to be? Well, I can't say Okaweva now. He's not on the team anymore. Dulcich. Is it going to be Dulcich? It going to be Mims? Is it going to be another tight end? Don't know. But you can't double team everybody. So, yes, the 60-40, 3 running backs we have, yeah, I think we can mix it up pretty well. Is who Josh McDaniels? That's what I want. Robert Marino goes, is this Josh McDaniels? Who is that? Let's see. Dungus Creevy says Peyton was brought in to coach, and so far Peyton has been hitting on draft picks. So I think the owners have made a great decision on how to use the both of them in their strengths. Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree, Madungus. Absolutely. Yes, he was brought in, but he was also brought in, let's see. Yeah, he was also brought in, to fix Russell Wilson, if you're talking about Sean Payton, because there's 2 Paytons on your thing, and I know you spelled them differently, so I'm assuming it was Sean Payton. Yes, they brought in Sean Payton to correct Russell Wilson and to get this team back on track after 6 pathetic years. So that being said, I don't see a conflict. I really don't. I mean, if they're all trying to work for the betterment of the good of the team, the betterment of the good of the sport, the organization, the investment they made. Did you guys forget that they paid upwards of 4.5 or 4 point some $billion? You're not going to want to have in-house fighting of guys that you've hired, in George Payton's case, he was already there. Still, you're not going to want to cause a dysfunctional situation. That's not beneficial to anybody. Not beneficial in a family, and a dang sure ain't beneficial in a sports family. Doesn't work. Dysfunctionality doesn't work. I should know. Anyways, I'm not going down that road. But anyways, so I don't see that being an issue. I don't see that being an issue. Hopefully, thank goodness it wouldn't be. All right. Let's get to the very first game of the season this Sunday, 1:25 Pacific time, CBS. Broncos at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. That's right, Vegas Raiders. That dysfunctional team. You talking about dysfunctional? Holy smokes. Josh McDaniels is a train wreck, and he's still out of control. Still out of control. He's got issues with players. He sent off, Derek Carr to New Orleans, and he wanted Garoppolo. Why? Because Garoppolo was in New England. Garoppolo sucks. The guy is a joke of a quarterback. He's pathetic. Yes, he can have streaks. Anybody can have a good game now and then, a good half now and then, a good quarter or 2 or 3 now and then. Overall, Garoppolo sucks. Why do you think the 49ers don't have him anymore? Hey, you don't get rid of quarterbacks that perform. You don't get rid of quarterbacks that produce. You don't get rid of quarterbacks that are winners. You get rid of those who are none of the above. And he goes to Josh McDaniels in Vegas. And he gets rid of Derek Carr. That to me was classic, to get rid of Derek Carr. Why? Because he's out of our division, for one. And now we don't really have to worry about him twice a year. We just have to worry about Mahomes and Herbert. So half of one third, I should say, of the teams that we play in division, we don't have to worry about. The other two, we'll get to that here pretty quick. But the game against the Raiders this Sunday, 1:25 Pacific time, 1:25, 2 o'clock, 2:25 Mountain time. I look at this game as a must win, an absolute must win. Why? Because we haven't beaten the Raiders in quite a while. Second, like I said before, Kansas City lost last night. we could jump ahead of them in the standings, which we haven't done since I don't know when. I mean, prior to Manning or right around Manning time or right after Manning left, we haven't beaten the Chiefs, obviously. So we haven't jumped ahead of them in the standings. So I can't tell you when the last time. But it's been a while. It's been way too long. Way too long. So it's a must win. Must win. Also, because we take a division game. The Raiders are in our division. We would win a divisional game. That's huge too, because we haven't done that in quite a while. We dang sure didn't do it last year. So we need the win. What's it going to take? What's it going to take to beat the Raiders? There has to be 3 points, in my opinion, to beat the Raiders this Sunday. Here are my 3 key points. First and foremost, the Broncos have to hang on to the ball. We cannot have 3 and outs. I don't mean interceptions or fumbles. That's obvious. I'm talking about we need to hang on to the ball, chew up time. Why? Do I fear Garoppolo? Not at all. Not at all. But we need to wear down Crosby. We need to wear down that Raider defense. It's not a great Raider defense. It's not a great defense at all. But it's still the NFL. It's still the NFL. The main reason why to keep the defense on the field and the Broncos offense on the field is because of a guy by the name of Devontae Adams, offensive wide receiver for the Raiders. If the Raiders are on the field, he's dangerous. I don't care who the quarterback is. Could be my granddaughter. If he's open and she can throw it there, but she's only 6. But you know what I'm saying, guys. I know we got Patrick Surtain. He's a shutdown a corner. I understand that. But you still got to cover the guy. And there's still a possibility of him getting open. So the Broncos need to stay on the field. They need to chew up valuable time. But they also need to get touchdowns. That's my second point. Stay on the field. Offense needs to stay on the field. Chew up valuable time. Continue to get first downs. Continue to move down the field and get touchdowns. Not field goals. That's not going to do it for us. Not going to do it for us whatsoever. I don't want to see a 9-6 game. I saw that way too many times last year. I don't want to see it again. I know, guys. Hey, a win's a win. Yeah, a win is a win. But if you're playing a pathetic team like the Raiders, you should not just win 9-6 or 10-9. You should not be in that position, that situation. It should be exactly what Travis Johnson. Hey, Travis, nice to have you in the house, man. Nice to see you here. Travis Johnson says 31-20 Denver. That's what I'm talking about. You have to put up mega points. I don't like the fact that Travis said 20 points for the Raiders because that's 20 points against our defense. But, you know, hey, if we're winning 31-20, I'll take that all day long. I'll take that every day of the week. Well, not every day, but every Sunday game or every Bronco game for sure. So that's the second point. The third point that I see for the Broncos to win this game is defense. We have to put pressure on Garoppolo. We have to have a way to get to the quarterback. We could not find a way out of a brown paper bag last year to be able to get past the offensive line to get to the quarterback. We couldn't figure it out. We had no clue last year how to get to the quarterback. Oh, sure. Every now and then we got there and, you know, and it was a fluke play or a guy ran out. I mean, sure, that, you know, there were some good plays, but not as much as we need. You got to send a message. A statement message needs to be sent to the rest of the AFC West and the AFC and the NFL. The Broncos are back. The Broncos are back. And that's what we need. We need to make a statement. This, to me, is a statement game. It's going to be a statement game one way or the other, guys. One way or the other. And here's why. If the Broncos come out and stink up the joint like they did last year, that statement says, whoa, it's not, well, maybe it wasn't Hackett's, maybe it wasn't all of Hackett's fault. Maybe it's a Russell Wilson issue. Maybe it's an offensive non-cohesiveness. It's going to be a statement game either way, guys. It's going to be, Denver didn't do all that well in the offseason. And, we did great, in drafts or whatever. And, the players we have, but it's not transitioning onto the field. Russell Wilson's still the same Russell Wilson he was last year. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to talk about it. But that could happen, and that would be a statement to the rest of the AFC West and the rest of the NFL that Denver is still the same as they were last year. Do I expect Denver to come out and put up 45 points? Hopefully. I don't think so. Because it's still a learning process for Russell Wilson and the offense and the play calling and all of that. But on the flip side, it could also be a statement where Denver comes out and beats the Raiders, and all of a sudden the AFC West is going, oh, whoa, we didn't see that coming. We didn't see that last year. Well, of course you didn't see it last year. But if we come out and put up like we did against the Rams, I know it was Stidham. I know it was a second and third string. I talked about that a couple weeks ago. But that being said, if we come out and we put up a 41-point game, the NFL is going to take notice. The AFC West is going to take notice. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go, ooh, this is a different team than we dealt with last year. The last 6 years, you're doggone right. Let's hope that happens. But I'm telling you guys, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be a statement game. The first game of the season is absolutely a statement game. It's a statement as to have we moved forward and are we progressing and getting better and showing that we're better? Or is it we're the same old team as we were last year, different coach, same results? God, I can't even believe I said that. But it's true. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. That's not me. I don't sugarcoat anything. I bring you honesty. I bring you facts. I bring you emotion and passion and my comments. And I am telling you the truth. It's going to be a statement game. I just don't want to be on the negative side. But I don't know. I won't know until 4:30, 4:45, 5 o'clock Pacific time, Sunday. Then I'll know. Because final score will determine exactly where the Broncos stand. I hope it's with a W. All right. Let's see. Last year was his first year. What are you talking about? Madungan said last year was his first year. Yeah. Last year was Russell Wilson's first year. I'm talking about a new game plan with a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterbacks coach, all that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. He's got to learn it all over again. If that's the case, it's going to take a while. But they need to win the game against the Raiders. Plain and simple. They have to. They absolutely have to. If they don't, everybody's going to say, see? See? They're just like they were last year. No difference. New head coach. Big deal. Same Russell Wilson. That's what I don't want. I don't want that negative vibe going through the locker room, going through the Broncos country fan base, reverberating through the owners, reverberating through Empower Field, through all the halls. I don't want that. I don't want to hear it on NFL Network. I don't want to hear it on ESPN. I don't want to hear negative stuff about the Broncos. I'm sick and tired of it. Let's get this freaking win on Sunday, guys, okay? Let's get this freaking win. Please get the monkey off our back, okay? I'm not asking a lot. I'm asking one game. Very first game, get a win, okay? I don't know what that feels like. I only felt 5 of them last year. Most of those were 10-9 or 11-10 or some stupid score. Shoot, baseball has those kind of scores, man. I've seen baseball games where it's 9-6 or 11-10. This is football, guys. Football. All right. Whew. I'm getting all spun up, man. Okay. Travis Johnson says you have to remember as well, defensive turnovers matter to too, especially if we score on them. Absolutely. Just like I mentioned on my opening segment. Well, my opening segment was about the Chiefs losing last night and Patrick Mahomes throwing a pick six, which he hadn't done in his NFL career on opening day. And he threw a pick six. Yes, it was deflected. Doesn't matter. The guy still has to catch it. He still has to elude the defenders and get into the end zone. A 50-yard pick six. Beautiful. Detroit wins the game 21-20. Yes, defensive turnovers matter, and we have to get those as well. Turnovers, controlling the ball, getting touchdowns, and our defense has to step up. Absolutely has to step up. Great take there, Travis. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Let's see. Okay. Let's go into the last topic before I get into predictions. And that is, okay, we're gonna go through the entire it's supposed to be Madungus wasn't able to be in tonight, but I'm gonna go through the entire season, game by game, and how many wins the Broncos, in my opinion, will get, and how many wins it will take to win the division. Okay. So let's get right into that. Whew, it's hot in this house, man. I got the fan on and everything, but it's still warm. Hot summer day, 95, 96 here in Southern California today, and humid, which is a very unusual. All right, here we go. Denver opens up, like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, against the Las Vegas Raiders at Denver. Okay. At Denver. Now, that game is a 2:25 Mountain Time game, like I mentioned. At Denver, Las Vegas. I see that as not only a must-win, but the Broncos will win this game. I see the Broncos winning this game. Why? Because Josh McDowns is a mess. The Raider team's a mess. They don't have Derek Carr anymore. They have Garoppolo. I don't see Garoppolo being all that good. I see the Bronco defense smothering him in the passing game. Yes, Devontae Adams is going to get his catches. He's going to get the balls thrown to him, but Patrick Surtain is going to be covering him. So do I think that Adams is going to catch a lot of passes? No, I don't see that. 2 or 3, maybe 4 at best. Do I see Adams getting a touchdown? No, I don't, because I think that Surtain is going to cover him like a wet blanket, absolutely like a wet blanket. That's the first win. Then we have the very next game, also at Denver, against the Washington Redskins / Commanders. I know, guys, Redskins is not their name, but theoretically it still is. Anyways, yes, I see the Broncos beating Washington. Why? Because Washington's a mess. They're not that good of a team. And I don't see Denver losing to them. Absolutely not. Now, if we lose to either one of those teams, to me, it will be a shock. Absolutely a shock. We shouldn't lose to either one of those teams. We're at home. We're going to have a huge crowd. It's going to be yelling their head off. I know that I'll be yelling my head off here in the den. And I know that they'll be hearing me because that's just how I feel. It's that. Hey, Broncos country reverberates throughout the entire country. So Broncos players, they can hear us. They can hear it no matter where we are. I know. Somehow, some way they can. Okay, so the third game. So now we're 2-0. Third game, Dolphins at Miami, loss. And I'll tell you why. Not because of Tua, but because it's a road game. It's a road game. It's an early game. It's an 11 o'clock Mountain Time. They're going to have to travel, get there early, play a game early, albeit it'll still be 1 o'clock Eastern Time, but it'll be 11 o'clock Mountain Time, the body time of these players. Have they done it before? Sure they have. They're professionals. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. So, but it's not, the routine is different. They don't do the same routine at the same time because the time's different. Their body time, I'm not talking about actual time. Their body time is different, okay? They have to get acclimated. Doesn't always work that easily, especially when you're going from Mountain Time or West Coast time or whatever to the East. You're losing time. In the case of the Broncos, they're losing 2 hours. So it's different. Your body needs to adjust. So I see this as a loss. Then the Broncos come home, refocus and everything, and then have to travel to Chicago to face the Bears. Justin Fields, quarterback for the Bears. Okay, in Chicago. That's another 11 o'clock game, Mountain Time. Again, a different time zone. Albeit Chicago is only an hour later than Colorado, doesn't matter. It's still a different time zone, a different adjustment. So they went to the East Coast time zone, and now they're going to the Central time zone. It's an adjustment. Your body gets all jacked up. I mean, I'm not a professional athlete. I never have been. But I listen to these guys and what they say that, yeah, it's an adjustment. You have to adjust yourself, your way of doing things. Your preparation is thrown off a little bit because you're in a different time zone. Do I see the Broncos beating the Bears? Sorry, guys. I don't see them beating the Bears again because it's on the freaking road and it's an early time. I just don't know what Russell Wilson I'm going to see. I don't. I'm not, we didn't see much of him in preseason. We really didn't. Yes, he had, a game against 49ers and a little bit against the Cardinals. We didn't see much. We really didn't see much. We saw a touchdown pass. Yes, he threw to Jerry Jeudy. Yes, that was a great play. 4th down. Yes, that was awesome. That was just in my opinion, okay, I'm just saying this, in my opinion, that was a flash in the pan. Why? We didn't see anything else. We didn't see any more of that. We saw it one time. And he didn't even play in the 3rd game. So what do we got to go on, huh? What do we got to go on? A 4th down a 4th down touchdown to Jerry Jeudy, who's injured, by the way, and probably won't play on on Sunday. So you throw that one out the window. So you see what I'm saying, guys? Okay, don't hold it against me. I'm trying to be honest with you guys. I'm trying to be fully honest. Absolutely. I don't know what Russell Wilson we're going to see because I didn't see enough of him in the preseason. I thought for sure I'd see him for an entire half, 3/4 of a game, at least one of them. Nope. Even Sean Payton says, I'm going to put him in the game. You're going to get 25, 30 snaps. He got one series. What was it, 12? 13 plays? What happened to the other? What happened to the other 12 or whatever you said you were going to give him? Nope. I saw enough. What? That kind of scares me. That kind of scared me because I didn't see enough. I dang sure didn't see enough. Oh, sure. He ran out of the pocket. Why? Because he had to. That's what I don't want to see that. I want to see him standing in the pocket, throwing the ball down the field, making receptions to the receivers. I don't want to see him running out of the pocket, taking hits and shots and this and that, and whatever. That's not the kind of running game I think Sean Payton wants to run. I don't know, guys. I'm just being honest, okay? I got the first 2 games, Broncos against the Raiders and Commanders are wins, Dolphins and Bears on the road, losses. Now we come home to the proverbial controversial game. Not controversy because it's against a certain team. Controversy because of comments that were made. Game 5 at home at 2:25 Mountain Time against the New York Jets. That's right. Those Jets with Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator at Denver. You don't think the Jets are going to be fired up? You don't think the Jets are going to have emotions, energy? They're going to come after Russell Wilson like nobody's business. They are going to try and make a statement because Sean Payton opened his mouth up 2 or 3 months ago and said that Nathaniel Hackett was the worst NFL head coach ever. Thanks, Sean. Thank you so much for the bulletin board material. We're going to see Sunday, October 8th. Thanks a lot. Thanks a bunch. But could the Broncos win this game because Sean Payton is implementing a certain type of game? I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air on this. So I'm going to bypass this game, and I'll come back to this towards the end of my predictions. I'm not going to say it now. I'm still on the fence either way, okay? But I promise, guys, before we close out of the show, I will get back to that game. So right now we're at 2-2, okay? 2 wins, 2 losses. Then we go to the road. That is a primetime game. That is a Thursday night game, October 12th, 6:15 Mountain Time at Kansas City. Do we beat the Chiefs in Kansas City? Well, Detroit did. Detroit did last night. Do the Broncos beat the Chiefs in Kansas City? Answer? Nope. Not happen. Not happen. And here's why. Because of what happened last night. The Chiefs are not going to take anybody lightly going forward. In my opinion, I think they took the Lions pretty much lightly last night. I really do. I didn't mention that earlier because I wanted to bring it in here, on this prediction part. I think the Chiefs took the Lions lightly. They didn't believe in Jared Goff. They didn't believe in that defense. And they believed that they could probably do whatever they wanted to do and they could win with or without Travis Kelce. But they didn't. And they're not going to take the Broncos lightly. Not whatsoever. And not only that, but do you think for one moment that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes wants to lose to the Broncos? Do you realize Patrick Mahomes has not lost to the Broncos in his entire NFL career? He's not lost to Denver. Never, ever, ever has lost to the Broncos since being in the NFL. Do you think he wants that streak broken, especially at home? No. As much as I would want the Broncos to win this game, I don't see it happening. I hate to say it. I don't see it happening. All right. Week 7, back home, Denver faces the Aaron Rodgers, or I should say the non-Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers. That is a 2:25 game Mountain Time at Denver. I don't see the Broncos losing this game. They don't have Aaron Rodgers. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have Adams. They don't have nobody. Okay? I don't see the Broncos losing this game. Hang on a second real quick. Madungus Creevy, thank you so much, man. Where'd you go? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Madungus, for your super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm sorry, dude. I had you covered up.
Dude, I was dancing for like the last 5 minutes. Like, when's he going to notice that I'm sitting here waiting?
No, but see, I had my schedule right in front of it because I never look at myself on the bottom left.
Man, I was doing the sprinkler, the swim, the Macarena. I was doing everything. Like, why is he not letting me in?
Guys, thanks so much. Madungus is in the house. Thanks again so much, Madungus, for your super chat. How come I keep clicking off and you keep clicking on? Or something like that. Anyways, okay. Oh, man. That's funny, dude. That's freaking hilarious. Okay. Let's go back to the beginning so I can get you caught up with the first 7 weeks. I got the Raiders and I got wins with the Raiders. Commanders weeks 1 and 2, losses to Dolphins and Bears 3 and 4. I haven't decided on the Jets one yet, so I'm holding that to the end. We lose to Kansas City in primetime and we beat Green Bay, so now we're 3 and 3. What do you say?
Okay. I'm pulling up the schedule here. Give me a sec. Okay.
Am I getting a feedback because I got my speaker on? I don't have my headphones on.
No, you sound fine.
Okay.
Done. Okay, so I have a win against the Raiders a win against the Commanders.
Yep.
I have a loss against the Dolphins.
Yep.
I have a win against the Bears.
Okay.
I've got a loss against the Jets.
Okay.
Which
Okay,
sucks,
let me ask you. Hang on a second.
Because I'm going to be at that game.
Okay. Well, let me. Is that why? Because you have
They
a
better.
game where they won?
Yeah, I'm going to be there, so they're going to lose. Because every time I go to a game, they lose.
Then don't go, man.
That's why I only go to 2. So just in case.
Hey, so let me ask you. Other than you being there, why do you think the Broncos will lose the Jets? Is it because of what not Russell, but Sean Payton said about Hackett?
No, it's because I'm terrified of our offensive line. Like the Jets' defensive line is probably top 3 in the NFL right now. Before we even see him play, you've got the Jets that have the potential for their defensive line to be the best defensive line in the NFL. And I don't know how our offensive line is going to hold up. We haven't seen McGlinchey play against first stringers. When we saw Garrett Bowles, we wish we hadn't seen him play.
Yeah.
Ben Powers he got better in the game against the Niners, and he was okay in the third game against the Rams, but okay is not what we're paying for. Like the McGlinchey and Powers got paid a lot of money, and I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up against the Jets D line. That's it. I think that Russell's going to be running for his life, and we're not going to be able to run. So that's why I gave him a loss.
Big E says, who's week 5? That's the Jets.
Yeah.
Jets is week 5. Okay. If you're worried about our offensive line, how in heaven's name can you pick the Raiders to lose to us when they've got Crosby?
But that's all they have.
Okay.
Because Chandler Jones isn't in the game.
Right.
And he's arguably their second best defensive player when he's on the field. So all they have is Max Crosby. And you can scheme to have a tight end to help block Crosby.
Okay.
Because you don't have anybody else on the other side. So plus the Raiders defense. Okay. The entire Raiders organization is trash. So other than Max Crosby, they don't have good linebackers. Their secondary is horrible. And other than Josh Jacobs, their offense is nothing. Devontae Adams is a great wide receiver if Garoppolo could get him the ball.
Do you think our defense can get to Garoppolo?
Yes, I think he lasts about 4 plays before his leg snaps like a toothpick.
Oh, that's messed up, dude. Oh, shoot. Okay. Big E wants to chime in. Looks like he's right alongside you. He says a WW loss, WW. So he's got win-win.
Okay.
Loss against Miami, beating the Bears, beating the Jets. He's right in line with you.
We'll see. And so how far did you get?
Up to Green Bay. But hang on. I said that they would lose to Kansas City on Thursday night, October 12th, primetime.
At Kansas City.
Yes.
I have them winning.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Well, last night helped.
Well, yeah, true.
Because think about it this way. Well, just think about this for a minute. Let this sink in. The Chiefs are last in the division right now.
Yeah, I know.
When's the last time that happened?
Yeah, but you don't think that the Chiefs are going to look at that and go, "Whoa, we took the Lions lightly. We're not taking anybody lightly. We don't care if it's the Broncos that haven't beaten us in 6 years. They're not going to take us lightly." And I think that that's the key difference right there. Plus it's primetime, plus it's Kansas City. I don't see a repeat of last night.
Well, it's the same thing that I said on the 5280, right? In my opinion, I don't think that home or away makes that big of a difference. The players play at a level that it doesn't really make a difference how they play, whether they're home or away. You know what I mean? Especially look over the last 7 years. We're not undefeated at home. We're just as bad at home as we are on the road. In fact, over the last couple of years, we've been better on the road than home. So I'm not saying that it doesn't make a difference at all. I'm just saying it doesn't make as big a difference that I think it's going to matter.
Yeah, but time-wise does. I mean, when you're going from time zones, that makes a huge difference. Like with the Miami and Bears, Miami is a two time zone difference.
Right, but it's only an hour difference.
Yeah, but you still
between Denver and Kansas City is only an hour difference.
Okay.
But
right.
I think that Denver's going to be because okay, so if you look at how I have it picked, the Jets, we're going to lose against the Jets, right? That's what I predicted. I don't see Sean Payton taking back-to-back losses. And if you look at his time coaching, he doesn't do that very often.
See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 3-3 right now with I need to come back to the Jets game. Okay, so I'm 3-3 right now. So I said we're gonna beat Green Bay. What do you say? Because Green Bay has no Aaron Rodgers, they don't have Devontae Adams, and Green Bay is at Denver.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got a win.
Okay, I do too.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep track. I just put W's and L's, so now I don't know where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, while you're doing that,
I got a win. I got a win against the Packers.
All right. Jerry Wallace says, "Hey Bill, who do you think is going to win?" You're talking about the opening day against the Raiders. I say Denver wins that game. Denver wins that game against the Raiders. Absolutely. All right. Oh, hey, man. Check this out. Clayton says he got his man cave done when we talked on the podcast with the Av. There you go.
Nice.
That's cool. Nice, dude. Great. Send pictures. Well, I don't know if you can do that on here, but that'd be cool. Kind of cool to see, man.
Just slide into Bill's DMs and just send him those pictures.
Yeah, there you go. Jerry Walsh says Broncos or Raiders this weekend. I say Broncos. Broncos do it. They have to win. Put it this
Broncos
way.
by a lot.
They have to win the game. I mentioned that earlier. They have to win this game. This is a statement game. One way or another, it's a statement game. All right, so we both have Green Bay, so we're 3-3. Well, you're different because I'm minus the Jets right now.
I'm 4-2. Okay,
I'm minus the Jets right now because I haven't done the Jets.
How are you 3-3?
Hang on, 2. Because I have the Raiders winning. I mean beating the Raiders, beating the Commanders, losing to the Dolphins and Bears. That's 2-2.
Okay.
I passed the Jets. I went to Chiefs and Green Bay. Now, Chiefs week 8. Chiefs at Denver, Sunday afternoon game, October 29th. Chiefs at Denver. I have that as a Broncos statement win at home.
Loss.
What? So you reversed it. You went win on the road, lost at home?
Yeah.
Are you going to that game?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just checking now. Just checking.
No, I am not.
Okay, so I got 4-3 now. Then we have a bye in week 9.
We'll win the bye.
The only thing we won last year was our bye. Holy smokes. Now we get into what I call crunch time. And the reason why I call it crunch time is because now we're getting into some meat of the schedule. Okay? We haven't seen the Chargers yet. We've already seen the Chiefs twice, but now we're getting into some other AFC, NFC teams that are powerhouse. Week 10, Monday night, prime time, 6:15 Mountain Time at Buffalo. You don't think that's going to be a cold? Come on, man. You know it's going to be freaking frigid. I got that as a loss.
Win.
Buffalo, week 10.
Yep, win.
Oh, you got a win?
I got a win.
How do you get a win out of Buffalo?
2 reasons. 1, we're coming off the bye, so we've studied them for 2 weeks. 2, I think the Bills are overrated.
With Josh Allen?
Yeah, they have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Wow, dude.
Because, I mean, look at last year, right? Everything that they did revolved around Josh Allen. They put everything on Josh Allen because they didn't have much of a running game, and their defense wasn't as good. And when they put everything on Josh Allen, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying that I don't think the team is as good when they rely solely on Josh Allen to get everything done. And I don't think that they got that much better in the offseason. I think they're a little overrated.
Wow. Okay. All right. Then we go back-to-back prime time. Week 11, the game you're going to be at. Week 11, Sunday, November 19th, 6:20 Mountain Time, at home against the defending NFC North Minnesota Vikings. What do you got?
Win.
I do too.
I got the Broncos going on a roll these next couple.
And the main reason why I have the Broncos beating the Vikings is because, unfortunately, Kirk Cousins has a tough time in primetime spotlight games, unfortunately, and they don't have who's the running back? I know, that's my nephew Bobby. I know, Bobby. I know, dude. You're a Vikings fan. You're gonna have to say Vikings. I agree.
Listen, they better not, because that's gonna be the second game, and I can't lose both that I go to. They better not.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. When the Vikings play anybody else but the Broncos, I'm a Vikings fan because that's my NFC team. Not when they play Denver. You know that, Bobby, but it's all good, man. And to me, that's a win. It's a win-win either way. Not either way, but I'm a Bronco fan, so I got to have Broncos win that game. Okay, so now I got 5 and 4. Did I get 5 and 4? Did I get that 1, 2, 3? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 and 4. Okay, now we go to Week 12 at home against the Cleveland Browns, November 26th. We definitely have to win that game. I have that as a win. There's no way we're losing to Cleveland. Cleveland sucks. You got that as a win?
That's definitely a win, yeah.
Okay.
I think that one might almost be worse than the Raiders win. Like, we're looking at like a 41-10 stomping.
I'm hoping so. Now we got 3 key road games in a row.
Whoa.
We have
to the Browns?
Whoa. Well, who's the Browns quarterback? We all know who the Browns quarterback is, Deshaun Watson. Is he going to have a breakout year?
Good old massage therapist himself. Sorry, was that too much?
No. I'm just thinking he doesn't do the same thing that Mario Batanji does, so don't even go there. He doesn't do the same thing. Clayton says we're getting a win, so there you go. Big E has the Broncos at 7-3 right now. I'm at 6-4. You're at 7-3 or 8-2?
I'm at 7-3.
7-3. Okay. Now we go to 3 straight road games at Houston, December 3rd, 2:25 Mountain Time. I have us beating Houston.
Win.
Yep. Easily. Now we get into 2 games that are tight. Reason why I said I wasn't going to say that until last night. Now we get into 2 tight ones. Week 14 at Chargers, December 10th, 2:25 Mountain Time at LA. I have that as a loss.
To the Chargers?
Yep.
I have a win.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Clayton says it's a loss. But Big E said it's a win. So there you go.
See, and that's where you get into the good luck stopping Myles Garrett. Yeah, if he plays. That he's hurt all the time. That's where the same thing with like Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, they're hurt all the time. That's where you get into the Chargers, like playing them late in the season. That's when they start their collapse.
True, but okay, let's say our record right now is 7-4, where whatever you have 8-3, and we go there, and the Chargers are right there on the doorstep to possibly make a wild card. It's gonna be a tough game, and it's in LA. And I know that Bronco fans will sell that place out, so it's gonna be a home game for Denver, which it always is. So that's all well and good, but you got Herbert, and you've got you got Austin Eckler, and you got these receivers and stuff. Denver doesn't have our receivers. We don't have our receivers, and all they have to do is double team or shut down Cortland Sutton, and then who we throw it to?
Yeah,
I mean, that's my concern. And they have Bosa, and they have who's that other guy they got from the Raiders? What was his name? Mack. From the Bears, Khalil Mack. That's I don't see our offensive line holding them out. I don't. And that scares me, man. That scares me.
6, 7, 8, 9. I'm 10-3. I'm 10-3 right now.
Did you see that from Jerry Wallace? we got to win the Chargers. That's my daughter's team. We got to win that one.
Right? That's your sister's team. Well, I know that the Chargers are like your second favorite team, though.
No, they're not. No. Jerry, yes, my younger sister is a huge Charger fan. She lives in Georgia now, so she can't watch them. When she lived in LA, she could watch them all the time, but she's back in Georgia, so that's her fault. Anyway, so I'm sorry, sis, if you're listening or watching. If you ever do. But yeah, probably not. Well, no, it's 9:45 her time, so she's not watching. All right.
She lives in Georgia. She needs to be a Falcons fan.
Yeah, well, that's what her husband is. That's what her husband's name's Mike as well as yours. But yeah, he's a Atlanta Falcons fan, big time. And
listen, all Mikes can't be perfect.
No, that's true. Anyway, so week 15, the last of the 3 roads. I wouldn't have said this until last night. At Detroit, December 16th or 17th, that is still to be determined whether it's going to be a Saturday or Sunday game at Detroit. Was last night a fluke to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, or is that team for real?
No, I don't think they played all that well last night. I think the Chiefs were just worse. I think the Lions are going to get better as the season goes on, and that's why I have Denver down as a loss for Detroit.
You have it as I have it as a win.
I got it as a loss.
Wow, I have it as a win because they're coming off the Charger loss that I had, and they're going to bounce back and take that as a win. Wow. Okay.
Well, and they still have like their second best receiver is suspended right now, but he'll be back for the Denver game. So, I mean, he'll be back before that, but
true.
I don't know. You look at Detroit last year; they went like 1-6, and then they went on like a 7-game win streak.
Yeah, that's true.
So I have it down as a loss.
Our last primetime game is Christmas Eve, primetime, Sunday night at home against the hated Patriots. With or without Tom Brady, I still can't stand him. I have that as a win. Absolutely.
Same win.
Okay, that's good. Great. We're both on the same page. I'm 9-5. Clayton, Big E is 8-6. Wow. He has that as a loss. I'm taking it then because he was 8-5. He has that as a loss. Or no, now he says a win. So, okay. I'm 9-5.
One. No, you're 10-5. You're missing one.
I'm 9 because I didn't do the Jets one yet. Remember?
Oh,
so I got to come back there. Okay. Next to the last game of the season at home, New Year's Eve, Sunday afternoon, December 31st, 2:25 Mountain Time at home against the Chargers. That is an absolute butt whipping right there. That one we're at home. We need that win to get us double digits in wins because right now I'm sitting at 10-5.
Oh, you got Denver winning.
I got Denver winning.
Oh, you just said a butt whipping. I was like, for who?
No, for us. We're going to whip their butt. Yeah, that's a butt whipping. No doubt.
Yeah, I've got to win.
Yeah, we're at home, and we need to win that game to get us double-digit wins. And then the last game of the season at Vegas, to be determined. It's either going to be January 6th or January 7th of 2024, Week 18 at Vegas. I have that. Shockingly, I have that as a loss.
Win.
A win?
Yeah.
Wow.
Vegas sucks.
I know, but it's at Vegas. Well, what if Vegas wants to play spoiler or something and they just
Listen,
do all these?
If this was like a Rich Bisaccia coach team, I might be like, oh, that could be a loss. It's Josh McDaniels. It'll be a win.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the Jets. I'm on the fence on this one. Right now I'm sitting at 10-6. I'm on the fence of this one. I'm going to say the Jets are going to be too pissed off at what Sean Payton said. They're going to bring the kitchen sink after Russell Wilson. I have that as a loss. I have the Broncos going 10-7.
Man, I've got the Broncos going 13-4, winning the division and getting a first-round bye.
Wow, you just dude,
at 13-4, they better win the division and get a first round bye.
Well, I was just gonna say my last comment was gonna be to wrap up the show. My last comment on this was gonna be, how many wins does it take to win the division and get home field advantage throughout? So it's a two-part. First off, you can win division and not have home field advantage. How many wins is it going to take to win the division, and how many wins is it going to take to win home field advantage throughout?
Honestly, I think it takes 11 wins to win the division.
Okay.
I
so
know.
Broncos. So
again, I'd have to go through the Chiefs' schedule and look, because obviously everybody's in agreement that if the Broncos aren't winning it, the Chiefs are.
Sure.
So I think, just off the top of my head, I think 11 wins the division, maybe 12.
Okay.
Oh boy. I'm almost thinking if it's not the Chiefs, the Bengals would get home field advantage, like number 1 seed. I think Denver would be like number 2. Maybe, yeah. If they're going with the bye, it'd be number 2. If they don't get the bye, they'll be 3.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Hey, Clayton, thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate your support, man. You said you guys are thumbs up. Keep up the great work. Let's go Denver Broncos for life, baby. Love it. Thank you, Clayton.
Did he just call me a thumb?
I didn't call you a thumb. No, thanks, Clayton. You're always super supportive. I greatly appreciate it. Absolutely. I got the Broncos going 10-7. If they're 10-7, that means they're not winning division, according to what you're saying. That means they're a wild card team, which is great because then they'll be in the playoffs. I'm saying in order to win the division, you're probably right. It's going to have to take about 11 wins, because you could be 11-6. It used to be 10-6 or 10-7. I mean 10-6, but now because of the extra game, now it's going to be 11-6.
It's that math thing that's
right. And then I always yeah, exactly. So then to have home field advantage throughout, I think you're going to have to win 12, at least 12. And I don't see Denver doing that. I don't see Denver winning 12.
I want to look real quick at the Chiefs schedule and see what that looks like. Jacksonville, Chicago, Jets, Vikings, Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, Dolphins, Eagles, Raiders, Green Bay, Buffalo, Patriots. Ooh, that's tough. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 losses on there.
Wow. Well, that means they're 10-7, 11-6. So there you go.
Well, and again, that depends on what the Jaguars look like too. But I wasn't expecting them to lose to the Lions. So
yeah. Well, you said you like to watch the Lions. You liked them last year when they run hard knocks. So
I love the Lions.
There you go.
Yeah, I've got them going 13-4. Glenn had them going 12-5. Cam had them going 11-6. And Gage was at 11-6. So we're all about in the same.
I'm at 10-7.
Yeah, we're all like a 2-3 game separate. So
yep. But again,
we'll see how that goes.
But again, I had the Broncos going 10-7 last year with Hackett. So I hope that's not a repeat. Huh?
You were closer than I was.
Well, that's true. I was 10-7. I don't know what you were.
I think I was like 12-5.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, we all were drinking the Kool-Aid that Hackett was.
Listen, I was close if you flip it.
Well, that's true. You flip it. You're exactly right. 5-12. Exactly right. Oh, shoot. Any comments, Mike, before we get out of here?
The only thing I want to bring up is obviously you guys watched us doing the neighborhood last year with the Broncos games. We're going to be splitting our time back and forth between the network and the PSF app, and I've got that pulled up here because we want to make sure that everybody follows us on the PSF app. It's called Elevation Orange, and Bill and myself will be doing so far 5 games. It might be 6 or 7, depending on if I add some. But we'll be doing live streams, not live streaming the game, but it'll be like a watch party on the PSF app, kind of like we do on the neighborhood on the network. But the PSF app is more fan inclusive, I guess is what you'd say. Like there's polls and there's graphs and there's chat. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Like a live scoreboard that comes up with it. It's just more interactive with fans. It's really cool. It's something that we decided we wanted to do and try out, and we hope you guys all jump over there, download the app, and follow us on there and watch us do the games like you would on the neighborhood.
And just to follow up with that, we're not leaving MHRT. That's not going anywhere, guys. That's not going anywhere. This is just something else that we were invited to participate in, and we're going to give it a shot and see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right, so that's the game we're doing this Sunday, guys. It's the Raiders and Broncos. We're doing that on the PSF app.
Yep, so, kicking off the season.
Yep, absolutely.
Making fun of the Raiders. I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that.
That's it. Exactly right. All right, guys, that's it. That's all we have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. As always, if you have not, please do so. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, your family, your enemies, your coworkers, your dogs, your cat, whomever. Just sign everybody up to subscribe. We really appreciate it. Always want to thank everybody that's in the chat. Go down the list real quick. Big E, D-Rock. Let's see what's in there. Jerry Madungus, well, you're here now. So,
hi.
Robert Marino, my nephew, Clayton, Haran, always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Travis Johnson, thanks as always coming in. All you guys, really appreciate it. You're the ones that make the show. Without you guys, the show would never be as good as it is. You guys keep me on my toes and correct me whenever possible. Really do appreciate it. Until next Friday, but before next Friday, all the shows Monday through Friday. Real quick, Monday is the Cluster Puck. Tuesday is 5280, followed by the No Nonsense and Whiskey. Wednesday is Wild Wild West. Thursday is, help me out. What's Thursday? Thursday is
Orange and Brew.
Orange and Brew. That's it. Friday is this show, obviously, with me, your host, Bronco Bill, and Broncos Breakdown. And then this Sunday, first time ever on the PSF app. Please join us, guys. We'd love to have you. We are going to do the neighborhood. Yes?
You forgot one.
What?
It's the new show with John Kay.
Okay.
It's called the CCF Podcast.
Oh, yeah. College football.
It's John Kay. He's got two guests that are big fans or insiders, or I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. For where they cover the Colorado Buffs, they cover the Colorado State Rams, and they cover the Air Force Falcons. I know they recorded it tonight. I'm assuming John's going to tell me when he wants me to post it, but it's a great show. Check it out. It covers college football in Colorado. Nice.
And then again, guys, remember this Sunday, 1:25 Pacific time, 2:25, 3:25, 4:25, wherever you may be, tune in. And we will be doing that on the PSF app. Till this Sunday, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. We will talk to you on Sunday and then again next Friday. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can